Previously on Blue Healers.
Morning, Sergeant. You ready to kick some ass?
You bet.
Hi. Staying here?
Yeah,
Oh, right. What do you do?
I train SEALs.
Matthew Graham.
Matt,
Constable Graham has exhibited a single-minded willfulness.
I'm here to catch crooks, not make friends.
Not a team player. It says here that you thumped someone and hospitalised them, is that right?
The person in question was dealing drugs to school kids.
Welcome to Mount Thomas. That was Inspector Falcon Price on the phone then. Look, there's no point beating around the bush. He wants you out of the position.
Well, you can't do that. Well, we want Susie.
He wants you to be acting sergeant.
So, Queensland, huh?
What about it?
That's where you're from? So why not join the Queensland Coppers? I mean, you're a long way from the sunshine. Sunshine. So what was the army like?
Fine.
Did you go anywhere? See any foreign countries? Kill anyone interesting?
Aren't we supposed to be looking for dead sheep?
Oh, left here.
Thanks for the warning, sunshine.
Farmer reckons the shots came from this direction.
Whoever's been shooting his sheep.
Came by car.
It's blood.
Oh, must be another sheep, poor thing. I hate people who hurt animals. I reckon the penalty should be tougher. Now, you probably think I'm being soppy.
Actually, I agree with you. Got more time for animals than for most humans. That's not a sheep.
Aha! An underling. You ready for duty?
What would you like me to do?
Salute. Or, make me a coffee. Crack a smile, even.
Do you have a job for me?
Sarge, our guy's been dropped off at the hospital.
I'm not the acting sergeant anymore.
Right. Sarge?
Okay, so you've been to the hospital. How's the shooting victim?
Oh, it turns out he wasn't shot after all.
Ambos reckon he's been assaulted, broken ribs, concussion.
Someone's having a bad day. Okay, was there any ID?
No wallet, nothing.
Oh, someone must have rolled him, beaten him up and dumped him out there.
Anything else?
We stink of alcohol.
Have you talked to him?
Still unconscious.
Right.
So...
Given the seriousness of the assault, you could brief the detectives.
Yeah.
They might want to track down the victim's movements starting at the pub. You might also want to talk to that farmer of yours, see if he heard anything last night or this morning.
Sure, Sarge?
Look, I don't need the formal bit. Just call me Alex.
No worries, Sarge.
And what would you like me to do?
Welcome to the Imperial Hotel. I'm Christine, the new manager. How may I help you?
Is this what the new management wants?
Christine.
I haven't been called Christine since Jeffrey Adams tried it on a primary school, and he only tried it once.
Any idea who this is?
Glenn, someone. What happened to him?
Assault. Was he here last night?
Yeah, he was drinking out big with his mates.
Do you know their names?
That's Glenn. What happened to him?
Well, someone beat him up.
When? We were with him all night.
Who's we?
Me and Arnie. Arnie!
Nice you.
Check it out. Someone's after laying into Glenn.
Bloody hell.
Does Glenn work with you guys?
Well, he used to, but he started his own mowing franchise.
So, what happened last night?
Nothing. We had a few drinks to catch up. Pub closed. We went our separate ways.
Do you have an address for him?
Sure. But you won't find anyone there. He split up with his wife months ago.
Assaulted?
Still unconscious.
Mrs. McLaughlin,
Kizzy?
this wasn't just an ordinary mugging. Glenn was very badly beaten up, so have you got any idea who might have done this?
Could have been anyone. That bloody money. Glenn's lotto win. Isn't that what this is about? A few months ago, Glenn won the big one. $250,000.
Lucky Glenn.
Worst thing that ever happened to him. We'd already split up by then, but Glenn expected the money to change everything. He thought I'd come back.
You weren't interested?
Nicest guy in the world. And that's the problem. Never stood up for himself. Winning that money just made things even worse.
How?
Because now he's got all these bozo mates sponging off him. He buys them drinks, pays their bills.
What about a bloke named Arnie and his mate Possum?
They're the worst. But Glenn really thinks they're his mates. Meanwhile, he's going through cash like there's no tomorrow. A new house, new ute, new business.
New ute. It's not a bright yellow Holden by any chance, is it?
We didn't say the ute wasn't Glenn's.
You didn't say it was.
But you didn't ask.
Your mate has been bludgeoned and left for dead. You don't think we might be interested in who's currently driving around in his ute?
Glenn's wallet.
Do you mind me asking why you've got that?
Glenn must have left it there. Look, we didn't steal anything. Glenn asked me to drive his ute.
And why would he do that?
He'd had too many at the pub. He gave me the keys, asked me to drive him to his flat.
And did you drive him to his flat?
Of course.
So how'd he end up 5k's out of town?
I don't rightly know.
What do you call this?
In our world, we call that a shovel.
Yes, well, in our world, we call that blood.
And in my world, I called that a reason for a visit to the station.
Look, Glenn was riding in the back of the ute. We couldn't all fit in the front. He must have fallen out.
5k's out of town. That's not on the way to Glenn's house.
I must have gone the wrong way. We'd had a few.
Oh, drink driving. So how come you didn't notice Glenn wasn't in the back of the ute when you got to his flat?
I just thought he must have jumped off and run inside.
So you're saying that Glenn just fell out of the ute as you drove home?
Must have.
Well, that might explain Glenn's injuries.
That's right.
And it might also explain why he ended up on the side of the road 5 clicks out of town.
Exactly.
But it doesn't explain how the blood got on the shovel in the back of the ute.
Of course it does. He must have hit his head in it as he fell off.
How'd the blood get on the shovel, Arnie?
Well, no idea.
We reckon it's because you belted Glenn over the head with it.
Glenn's a mate.
Oh, a mate who's worth a lot of money.
How's that?
For God's sake, Arnie, we know Glenn won the lotto.
So?
So how'd you feel about that?
Good on him.
His wife reckons you sponged off him.
Yeah, well, at least we stuck around. More than she ever did.
So who was paying for the drinks last night?
Glenn. It was his party.
So you and Possum and Glenn have been working together for 5 years?
That's right.
On the road, side by side? Not a lot of cash, but good mates.
Exactly. Good mates.
Till one of you wins a lot of money and everything changes. Doesn't have to work on the roads anymore. He can buy his own business. Everything changed.
Not everything. We're still good mates. Glenn buys a winning ticket. Good on him, I say.
No question they're lying, but they're not backing down.
So you really think they assaulted their mate just for his cash?
And his ute.
This whole Glenn lent us a ute to drive him home excuse actually works for him.
Oh, come on.
If you knocked off your mate,
Yeah, that's it. Glenn
would you be driving around in his ute the next day?
They're not exactly brain surgeons.
That's pretty stupid.
That was the hospital. Glenn McLaughlin has regained consciousness.
Right. So, where are we with the sheep killer?
Nowhere.
And the farmer found another one dead, so that's 3 in 2 nights.
Someone's making a habit of it. We should be out there patrolling tonight.
You got nothing else to do with your evenings?
Be counting sheep anyway.
Well, look, the boss will have to approve it, but I'll see what I can do.
Sure, Sarge.
How are you going with,
Robocop.
Yeah.
Getting a bit sick of the whole Mystery Man act.
He's a bit shaky, but he can talk to you. You should probably see his tox screen. He had more than alcohol in his system.
Cannabis, uppers, journals.
Sleeping tablets, animal tranquilizers, you name it, he took it.
Thanks, Sophie. Well, I hope Possum and Arnie are enjoying their last hour of sunshine. Hi, I'm Senior Detective Fox. This is Senior Constable Jones. We'd just like to talk to you about what happened last night.
Sure.
I'll give you a few minutes.
Don't go.
We'll just be outside.
It's funny how things work out. Something like this would bring us back together. She came here as soon as she heard, you know?
What did happen last night, Mr. McLaughlin?
I don't know.
Someone beat you up.
I don't remember.
Okay, what's the last thing you do remember?
Being at the pub with my mates.
These mates wouldn't happen to be Arnie Campbell and Roger Brown, would they?
You mean Possum? Yeah.
Were they the ones who attacked you?
No way. They're mates.
Is he afraid of them?
Well, he didn't seem to be. He genuinely believes that they're his mates.
So how does he account for the drugs in his system?
He says he was just partying hard.
See, I'm wondering if he actually took those drugs himself. Look, his marriage breaks up, he loses his wife and his kid. Maybe he's just trying to kill himself.
By hitting himself over the head with a shovel? Look, I reckon his mates dosed him up, got him drunk, tried to kill him, thought they had, and then took off with his ute.
Well, you better make sure the hospital staff's got a good description of them. They might try again.
I can't see a thing. Where the hell are we?
Just heading up on the sheep kill property now. God, it's pitch black out there. Maybe this bloke's shooting sheep by accident.
What's he doing out there with a gun then?
What else is around here?
Well, up the road a bit, there's a road that leads to Govet's Leap.
What's that?
Our local parking spot for teenagers.
Why don't we go up there then? Well, higher ground, right? Someone's hooning around the countryside with spotlights. We'll see it from up there. People park here.
And we're a bit early. Listen, there's obviously no one here, so...
Maybe we should have a look around.
There's a cliff just there. Matt, listen, I just reckon we should get out of here.
Not afraid of the dark, are you?
No, there's a cliff just there. It's a girl.
Well, how the hell did she get down there?
Hello? Can you hear me? It's the police. We're here to help.
Call it in.
They're at least an hour away. I'll go down.
No, you stay, I'll go.
I am perfectly capable. Can you get me some rope?
Okay.
I'm down. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm Kelly. It's gonna be okay, all right? Good girl. Are you hurt?
My wrist.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. Hey. All right, we're gonna get you out of here. There's help on its way, all right? Here we go. Is that better? How did you get down here all by yourself?
fell.
Must have been pretty scary. But you thought no one was ever going to find you. What's your name?
Estelle.
Well, Estelle, pleased to meet you.
Hey, I'm looking for a drinking partner.
Well, where's Suze?
I don't know, but I don't think I'm a favourite acting sergeant right now.
You go. I'll finish up here.
You sure? But why don't you come for a drink? Grab a bite to eat as well.
Mount Telma CI, Senior Detective Fox. OK, I'll be right there. That was the hospital.
No can do, mate. Sorry.
They're in his room. I asked them to leave, but Mr. McLaughlin wouldn't allow it.
What the hell are you two... Is that a pie?
Steak and mushroom.
We couldn't have him eating that hospital muck.
Yeah, he's our mate. You want a beer?
What is wrong with that idiot? They beat him up and leave him for dead, and yet there they all are.
McLaughlin's wallet. Forgot to give it back to him.
I've already taken his cash. Rick's Flicks, Brown Ale Bakery... Sally Flanagan, the Wellness Centre. Glenn was seeing a counsellor.
Is everything all right?
Miss Flanagan? We just need to talk to you about one of your clients.
Has something happened?
Why would you think that?
The last time I had police on my doorstep, they told me my husband had died.
No, no one's died. We just need to ask you a couple of questions.
Come in.
Thank you.
Glenn McLaughlin's been seeing me for some months now.
Why was that?
What's all this about?
Glenn was assaulted last night.
Assaulted?
We're trying to find out why. Anything you can tell us may help us identify his attackers.
Glenn's suffering from depression.
His marriage breakup.
That was a big part of it. Then he won a lot of money and thought life was going to be easy.
So what's the problem?
The money didn't bring his wife back. The mowing franchise hasn't done well, and without a job he has nothing to do all day.
Right, so how bad's his depression?
At the point he came to me, he was having suicidal thoughts.
Do you think there's a possibility that he would go through with it?
We're making progress, but it's hard to tell with depression.
Most health professionals aren't quite so forthcoming about their clients.
You asked me. I presume you're here because you want to help Glenn. That's all I want too.
You're a qualified psychologist, Miss Flanagan?
No, but I am a qualified and registered counsellor, and that's how I advertise. Glenn's been in a lot of pain. The truth is, when I saw your uniform, I thought you'd arrived to tell me he was dead.
My sister saw her. Changed her life. I told Glenn about it, but I didn't think... Good for him. He's been so lost.
Lost enough to kill himself?
No, he just wouldn't be able to. He said so a couple of weeks ago.
So you talked about suicide?
He'd been drinking. Came over. Kept asking me to come back so we could be a family again. I care for Glenn, but I'm not in love with him anymore. I told him that.
Well, how did he take it?
He said he wished he was dead. He asked me to kill him. Because he knew he couldn't do it himself. He was joking.
What happened then?
I sent him home to sleep it off. That was the last time I saw him until the hospital today.
So there's no chance you'd get back together with Glenn, even now?
No. Why would you think that?
Just something he said.
I was worried for him. He thinks that means we're getting back together. He was on the phone about that just before. I had to tell him again, it's over between us.
How'd he react?
He was upset. Begging me. But you can't stay with someone just because you feel sorry for them.
He was pissed when he asked her to kill him.
He was pissed again last night when he asked his mates to do it.
Thank her. Wins all that money. He'd throw it all away for her.
I thought you were the romantic.
Yeah, but that's just stupid.
Mr. McLaughlin? Oh, my God.
How the hell does a man manage to kill himself in his hospital bed under the noses of the staff?
I don't know. Apparently they did the last rounds half an hour previously.
And they had no reason to think that he was a suicide risk.
Have you informed the wife?
I'm still not 100% sure it was a suicide.
You're the one who said he wanted to kill himself.
Well, I think he had help. They provided the plastic bag. I want to know if they came back to use it.
That's terrible news. Poor Glenn.
Don't poor Glenn me. We know what happened.
He killed himself.
Yeah, with a bit of help from his friends.
No.
Did he pay you? Is that how it worked? He couldn't do it, so he hired you to kill him. Didn't get it right the first time, so he went back to the hospital to finish him off.
We were mates. You saw us.
You bought him food and drink in the same plastic bag you used to suffocate him.
Glenn killed himself with a pie bag? He finally got up the gumption to do it himself.
Senior detective. I've got some bad news. Chris says they're at the pub when McLaughlin died.
Witnesses?
How many do you need?
So they didn't kill him?
Well, they can't have.
But they tried. Time to try something different. We know you didn't kill Glenn.
That's a relief.
You just tried to help him, didn't you? That's why I gave you the ute. The trouble is, with no evidence that Glenn gave you the ute voluntarily, we can't let you keep it.
What?
Well, unfortunately, now that Glenn's dead, everything automatically goes to his wife.
But they're not even together.
I know, but the divorce hasn't gone through yet. It's a pity. I mean, if only you'd had some sort of agreement with Glenn, maybe.
But we did. Glenn wrote it. Last night at the pub.
In the event of my death, I leave my ute to my mates Possum and Arnie. Well, it sounds legal.
Unfortunately, though, the wife's solicitor may contest it.
But Glenn signed.
The wife's solicitor may ask why Glenn would give you such an extravagant present.
Because he wasn't going to be needing it.
Why not?
Because he'd be dead. That was our payment, see, for killing him. Not that we did.
Of course not.
Truth is, it was harder than we thought. Actually hitting someone over the head with a shovel. Well, it didn't feel right. It took us a couple of goes.
So you tried to kill Glenn?
He asked.
But you failed?
Exactly. So do I get the ute?
No, Possum. You get to go to jail.
But we didn't do anything.
You tried to kill your friend.
But we didn't actually kill him.
That's okay. You've got the next few years to work out what the attempted part of attempted murder means.
Right. You'll be summoned to appear, but for now, free to go.
Can I have the keys to the ute?
The what?
The ute, so we can get home?
Did we not explain that you won't be keeping the ute?
Well, yeah, but I thought we could drive it until this court bezo sorted out. It's not like Glenn needs it.
What Glenn needed, you moron, was two friends who'd stand by him.
Oh, stop
No,
it.
shut up! When a mate asks you to kill him, you don't just do what he says. Maybe you talk to him about his problems. Maybe you try and help him. But no, you two couldn't get your shovel out fast enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right on, Foxy. You sure told them.
Don't ever call me that again. Acting Sergeant.
Who do did these rosters?
That'd be me.
Well, I've got court on Friday.
Well, it's probably a good idea to let me know these things.
I put in the request book weeks ago.
Right. I'll change the roster then. Maybe, Susie, you can...
Roster day off. It's in the...
request book.
Sarge?
Better do them again then.
Hey, about the house.
Oh, it's been fumigated. It should be safe for human...
No, I'm not going to move in. You and Jonesy can stay on. It's fine. I just think it's better if I'm not there, okay?
This one's for you.
Estelle, is everything okay? How's your arm?
Sprained.
And those cuts?
They're all right.
Came out of it pretty well in the end then, didn't you?
Thanks to you.
It's no big deal.
It was to me.
Would you like a look around?
Can I?
And this is where we keep all the stuff we can't figure out where else to store.
Like?
I like things handed in, anything found at a crime scene, evidence waiting to be used in court. We had a deer head in here once, antlers everywhere, you could hardly get through the door.
What an amazing job.
Never know what to expect. So, are you at school?
I'm 18.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you work?
Love to do your job.
There's nothing stopping you.
Really?
Well, it's not all cliff rescues and deer heads, but it does have its moments. Cup of tea? You remember Matt? So, what were you doing up at Govert's late? Unusual place to go for a walk. Were you there with someone? A boy? In a car? Did he do something to you? Did something happen?
I got out of the car.
And he left you there? Right. What's his name?
Oh, no, please don't.
He left you and you fell over a cliff. I just want to talk to him.
No, please, look. It wasn't his fault. It'd just be really humiliating.
Are you sure?
It all worked out fine. Please, just leave it. Thanks for showing me everything.
You're welcome. I'm glad to see you're okay. Okay, then. That's pretty.
Here, you have it.
Oh, no.
No, I want you to. You saved my life.
Thanks. Very much.
It's my pleasure.
Got yourself a fan.
Oh, she gave me a thank you present. Isn't that sweet? Nothing wrong with appreciating what we did.
What else did she want?
Nothing.
No one gives you something for nothing.
You are such a cynic.
Not really.
Mount Thomas Police, leading senior... Acting Sergeant Kirby speaking. Yeah, he's right here. Hold on. Jonesy, call for you.
Oh, Tom.
Glenn's solicitor called me in to talk about his will.
Are you on the ball?
He had a call from the bank about Glenn's account. There's nothing left.
Nothing?
The solicitor said Glenn should have $40,000 left of his winnings. There's only $127 left.
Well, Kizzy, Glenn may have spent it all.
The $40,000 was cashed in one cheque.
He could have written a cheque to himself.
And banked it after he died? It was cashed at the bank an hour ago.
Who banked it?
The solicitor gave me a photocopy of the cheque. It's made out to the wellness centre.
Care to explain this, Miss Flanagan?
Glenn wrote that cheque to me. Is there a problem?
Where do I start? How much do you charge for your counselling sessions?
$40 for half an hour.
Funnily enough, that's the exact same amount this cheque was made out for originally, until somebody changed it.
Glenn changed it.
Really?
He was so pleased with the progress he was making, he decided to donate money to the wellness centre to help others. He changed that cheque on the spot.
And the fact that you didn't bank the cheque until the morning after he died?
I always do my banking on Wednesdays.
So you just leave a cheque for $40,000 lying around the house for a week?
Money isn't the most important thing in my life. I'm about helping people.
Even if we can find some handwriting boffin who'll swear on the Bible that it's not Glenn's writing, she can still say that she changed the cheque under Glenn's instruction.
So she gets away with it.
Welcome to CI. Unfortunately, not as simple as banging down doors and arresting people.
Maybe we've been going about it the wrong way. How long's Sally known that Glenn was dead? Because she got to the bank pretty quick.
Well, maybe she had the cheque for $40 lying around, and when she found out Glenn died, she changed it.
Or maybe she knew he was going to die.
Are you suggesting this woman actually murdered Glenn?
No, she's alibied.
We're suggesting that she counselled him into it.
What, told him to commit suicide?
Or encouraged him in that direction.
Can you prove that she altered the numbers on the cheque?
Not even the bank can do that. That's why they had to accept it.
But they were worried enough to give Glenn's solicitor a call.
The only witness is dead. So unless this Flanagan woman actually put the plastic bag in Glenn's hand, there's no way we can do anything about it.
Boss, it's the only thing that makes sense. This woman put Glenn McLaughlin up to killing himself so that she could steal every last cent he had.
Well, you're going to have to find some way to prove that.
I think we've got just the man to help you with that.
Counselling?
All you have to do is tell her you're depressed.
I'm not depressed.
Just let her do most of the talking. You'll be wired. I just want to know her angle.
I'll do it.
The thing is, Kel, you don't do depressed very well, but I think Matt could probably...
Sure, Sarge. What do you want?
Don't start making stuff up or she'll see straight through you. Just to answer her questions, stick to the truth.
The truth.
So why'd you make Matt do this?
Has Matt talked to you? About his life, friends, family?
No?
Well, he's playing the strong, silent type. But I could use some counselling. Amy said he should stick to the truth, right?
You're an idiot.
Just relax.
Sorry, this is all just a bit new to me.
Why don't you start by telling me what's brought you here today?
I don't know. I've just been a bit down.
Depressed?
Yeah, sort of.
What's happening in your life?
I'm new in town. I don't know anyone.
That can be hard. Where are you from?
Queensland. You know, sunshine.
Do you have family down here? Or anyone you know?
No. No one.
What about back in Queensland? What was your family situation there? Is there something worrying you about your family?
No.
You certainly don't have to say anything you don't want to. But sometimes problems with our families need to be resolved so we can move on with our lives.
Look, I don't have a family, so don't have a problem. They're dead. So that's it.
Were you an only child?
No.
How did your family die?
Look, it's not important. You move on.
Maybe. But you haven't.
I was 11. And my father, Shot my mother and my brother and sister. He would have shot me too, only I was staying overnight at a friend's place from school and... I found them the next day. My brother and sister weren't at school, so I went home at lunch to check on them and there they were. So that's it.
Depression, after experiences such as yours, is a very natural response. I'd be concerned if you pretended otherwise. You'll find yourself contemplating a whole range of behaviours. You might even think of suicide. I think you may benefit from a course of counselling.
May I think about this?
Of course.
Well done, Acting Sergeant.
Depression, after experiences such as yours, is a very natural response. I'd be concerned if you pretended otherwise. You'll find yourself contemplating a whole range of behaviours. You might even think of suicide.
It's not enough. She didn't tell him to commit suicide. She didn't try to extract money from him. Kirby, Constable Graham's background. Did you know this?
I had no idea.
Have you spoken to him?
Not yet.
All right, send him in, I'll have a word.
It should be me. I'm his sergeant. I should have made sure.
All right, keep me informed. Cheer up. You knew it was a long shot.
Anything on Sally Flanagan?
Not really. But there is much more on Sally Rose. Now, Sally Rose was enrolled at Melbourne Uni, studying psychology. Dropped out after a couple of years and married a Luther Flanagan, property developer.
Yeah, she said he died.
Suicide. Leaving a lot of debt.
Qualifications?
She's an amateur. Still doesn't give us what we need, though.
I want one more go at the brain surgeons. Back at work, Mr. Brown.
What else is there to do?
Did Glenn mention he was seeing a counsellor?
Did more than mention her. He made us go see her.
What for?
We were having second thoughts. Glenn took us along to his counsellor so she could psych us up a bit.
Psych you up?
You know, give us a, what do you call it, motivational counselling. She was great, real nice lady. She was the one who explained we were doing Glenn a good turn. You know, by killing him.
So Sally Flanagan told you to kill Glenn McLaughlin?
Well, yeah.
Glenn was in pain. I only wanted to help him. For some people, death is a legitimate option.
Glenn was a long way from that.
He was an adult with free will. It's not my position to tell a person if he should live or die.
It's not your position to incite his mates to kill him either.
You're not a counsellor, detective.
Neither are you.
Glenn's problems were insoluble. I was the only one who took him seriously.
His wife took him seriously. All you cared about was his money.
His wife left him. He had nothing else to live for.
He had a relationship with his baby girl to live for. And he had money in the bank, both of which you took from him. Get her out of my sight.
Hey. So, I can see why you didn't want to do the counselling gig. Look, I know I pushed you into doing it. And, obviously you didn't want to. And now I know why. What happened to your family? I'm really sorry I had to come out in such a public way.
Well, family's alive and well. Wednesday. I'll be doing the washing. Not only be brothers, or sisters for that matter. You didn't think I'd tell that woman anything real, did you? Sarge?
I had an uncle who was depressed. But you don't admit to something like that. Not in our family. It's weak. But he did. Went and saw a shrink. Proper one. Took all the drugs. And came out of it. New man, new life. Could have been Glenn.
I think that's it.
See you tomorrow.
What's this? Are you talking to me?
Did I say something? No. I just don't feel the need to talk about myself all the time, that's all.
That's cool. Hey, Chrissy, where's the uniform?
I burned it.
And what about the new management?
Told them they could stick their job and they backed right off. Now they're calling it flexible regional dress code. All care and no responsibility. I could get used to this. So what'll it be? 2 beers? Ah, no. Courtesy of management. We'll call this promotions. Big game hunter and his mates down from Balranald.
How long have they been here?
Couple of nights.
Oh, you're weak as piss. I can't believe you shot your own dog. I thought he was a fox.
You shooting foxes, mate?
Yeah, got sent to the bastard. Yeah, but you know what some of them said?
Yeah, we got a farmer who probably reckons that's a great joke too. So why don't you guys finish up your beers and then you can come with me down to the police station and we can tell them together. Cheers.
I can't figure you.
Nothing to figure out. Just don't see the point in being mates with everyone.
It's a bit harsh.
Look at that girl you rescued. 2 minutes on a cliff with her and now she's your best mate.
It was a thank you, that's all. I don't expect to see her again.
Well, then you're in for a surprise. She's behind you.
Hi.
Estelle, what are you doing here?
I just moved in. I've got the room next to you.